Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be dissertating and talking about having a Scorpio Sun and a Sagittarius Ascendant in a natal chart. Now, this combination, well, these two signs are adjacent, so I see this is neutral as far as the compatibility by sign. And when I look at this, you have with Sagittarius Ascendant, you have a very buoyant, somewhat jovial, expansive, optimistic, upbeat nature as far as the outer demeanor and what's expressed readily to others. And it could conceal a much more secretive, mysterious, intense, and resolute Scorpio Sun. This could be because, look at this now, the two signs, now Scorpio is a feminine sign. It's introverted, it's secretive, it's reserved. Sagittarius, being a masculine sign, is gregarious and outgoing, and is more about being with more people as opposed to as far as going places where people congregate, being more outgoing as opposed to Scorpio, which could be almost the opposite because Scorpio Sun can be more about solitude and seclusion with perhaps a few close friends. So Sagittarius, well, having Sagittarius Ascendant, this person will likely be more outgoing and sociable than the typical Scorpio Sun, and be more adaptable because it is a mutable sign, more likely apt to make compromises, whether it's in friendships or relationships, and more easygoing and lighthearted than the typical Scorpio Sun. Now, when I look at this, now the Sun sign represents our basic wants, while the rising sign or ascendant can represent the manner or method in which one attains these basic wants. So for Scorpio Sun, the basic wants can be connected with transformation, regeneration, others, shared resources, power, control, and in sex, well, I understand that sex can figure prominently in any zodiac sign's life, but with Scorpio, it's a little more pronounced, so I do see this as a strong basic want for Scorpio. And also some other basic wants are connected with digging deep, solving mysteries, getting to the bottom of things. And having a Sagittarius Ascendant, this person may go about these Scorpio basic wants with a lot of exuberance, enthusiasm, and buoyancy. And having a Scorpio Sun could also be very resilient. And having a Sagittarius Ascendant, well, you have a Sagittarius Ascendant, this person can be a person that if they fall down, they could get back. They have that philosophy of getting back up quickly and trying again, and not letting a setback deter them because of their expansive nature. So this is a person, if they face adversity or if they fail at something one time, they can go with their happy-go-lucky Sag rising attitude and say, well, guess what? I'm going to do this again. And they also have the Scorpio resiliency coming through in this. So really, this could also be somebody that maybe that as far as the Scorpio basic wants, they might be able to find that perhaps through a Sagittarian like profession. As far as the transformation regeneration thing goes, it could be done perhaps through some kind of philosophical field, maybe teaching philosophy. It could be done through teaching in general, through something with abstract thinking, broad concepts, maybe working as an adventurer. Well, the broad concepts I know is not a career, but let me see, as far as other careers, maybe something with sports, archery, for example, could be a good thing. Maybe something with horses. Working on stables, maybe doing something which is connected with a lot of traveling, exploring, maybe like a cruise director or a pilot could be another example. Anything with science and any career where it's connected with a lot of abstract thinking could be ways that maybe at least some of these Scorpio basic wants may be met. And they might bring that Scorpio need for perhaps that power control with them, but it could come across in a more breezy, a very easygoing and lighthearted manner, considering the rising sign is Sagittarius. Now, another thing is that on occasion, this person might make their caustic or sarcastic Scorpio Sun statements might come out through Sagittarius harsh arrows of truth. So if this person is offended, you may very readily know about it, and it'll be said maybe in not necessarily in a malicious way, but in a very blunt and outright manner. Now, it's important to look at the aspect that is made, if any, between the Scorpio Sun and Sagittarius Ascendant to see if these energies how they may integrate or not. Now, if you have let's say you have a conjunction, let's say the Scorpio Sun is 28 degrees and the Sagittarius Ascendant is 2 degrees, that could be very intensifying and a lot of amalgamation of these energies, and it could be very concentrated with the Scorpio and Sun and the Sagittarius Ascendant. Now, you can have an out-of-sign sextile aspect take place as well. Let's say that the Scorpio Sun is 1 degree and the Sagittarius Ascendant is 29 degrees. Well, that would form an out-of-sign sextile aspect, which could be positive and auspicious. And even though these signs are neutral by sign, they can have a little better integration due to having a sextile aspect, even though it is out of sign. Now, you could also have a semi-sextile aspect, which is a minor aspect, but still a positive one. Let's say the Scorpio Sun is 18 degrees and the Sagittarius Ascendant is at 18 degrees as well. This could be slightly or somewhat positive, not as strong as the sextile, but still it could be auspicious and have some positive integration of these energies. Now, you could also have a semi-square aspect take place. Let's say that the Scorpio Sun is 2 degrees and the Sagittarius Ascendant is 17 degrees. That would form a semi-square aspect, which I call slightly adverse because it's a minor aspect, but it is negative, and it could indicate, even if this person is not cognizant of their astrological placements, that this person might feel somewhat misconstrued or misunderstood because they may feel that what they're projecting outwardly is different than what is going on inside, which could cause some inner exasperation and tension. Now, also look and see what house the Scorpio Sun is posited in, because even though the Sagittarius rising energy may suppress the Scorpio Sun energy to some degree, the Scorpio Sun energy may still come out at least somewhat prominently in that particular house that it is posited in. Now, let's say that the Scorpio Sun is posited in the 12th house. Well, that energy may be dissipated to some degree because the 12th house is a cadent house, and generally planets that are in a cadent house are not going to be emphasized or come out as strongly. But there may be, you might see this Scorpio emotional intensity and this resourcefulness come out maybe with helping others that are less fortunate, such as the oppressed, perhaps through something connected with the metaphysical. And it might be matters connected with solitude and seclusion where you see this come out, and this need for having strong control over that. Now, let's say that the Sun in Scorpio is posited in the 11th house. Well, this Scorpio energy may come out strongly in matters connected with their aspirations and in their goals, and perhaps maybe this person has some strong Scorpio interests in matters connected with that, and such as astrology, the occult, supernatural, or something with forensics or detective work, for example. And it may come out strongly in this emotional intensity, and resourcefulness might come out strongly with matters with friends and acquaintances. Now, if it's in the 10th house, Sun in Scorpio, well, this energy might come out stronger as opposed to the 12th or 11th house, because the 10th house is an angular house. And there might be this Scorpio emotional intensity injected into matters pertaining to their career and their reputation, and matters connected with authority and supervisors. Well, anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for having the Sun in Scorpio and a Sagittarius Ascendant in a natal chart. And stay tuned next time, where I'll be dissertating and talking about having a Scorpio Sun and a Capricorn Ascendant in a natal chart. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone. Because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.